So, this is the Lagos Lagoon, over 50 kilometers of water cutting through Africa's largest city. Nigeria says it wants to build a road tunnel under this lagoon, nearly 3 kilometers underwater. Africa's first. If they pull this off, it would change everything for Lagos. But when I started looking into this project, I found a story that is more complicated than I expected. Where the tunnel comes out, how the builder gets paid, and the one thing that could stop it even if everything else works. Let me show you why Lagos is desperate enough to try. Okay, this is Lagos, 20 million people, one of the fastest growing cities on the planet. See the blue on this map, the blue section, that's the Lagos Lagoon. It cuts the city into half. Over here are the islands, Victoria Island, Lagos Island. This is where the jobs are. Over here is the mainland. This is where most people live. Every day millions needs to cross water to get to work, and they have three choices. 3 bridges: Carter Bridge, built in 1901, Echo Bridge, 1975, Third Mainland Bridge, which was built in 1990. That's it. 3 bridges, 22 million people. The last one opened 35 years ago. The Lagos state government says an average person loses 4 to 6 hours every day in traffic. You wake up at 4 a.m., 3 hours to work, 8 hours working, 3 hours coming back home, and you see your family for like 1 hour, sleep, and then repeat it all over again. Lagos doesn't need a new road. Lagos needs a new crossing. And for the first time in decades, the government is actually trying to build one. Not a bridge, this time a tunnel. And when I looked at where this tunnel actually goes, I found something unexpected. The tunnel starts on Victoria Island. That's where the banks are, the tech companies, the jobs. It goes under the lagoon, about 3 kilometers underwater, and it comes out here, right here on the map. I had to zoom in because I wasn't expecting this. This place is called the Snake Island. Snake Island is a thin strip of land 14 kilometers long. About 30,000 people live there. But here is what's interesting. There is no road to Snake Island right now. None. The only way on and off is by boat. So I'm looking at this and thinking, why here? The government says the tunnel is just step 1. From Snake Island, they want to build a road to Badagry on the mainland. And from there, it connects to a bigger highway network that connects to the rest of the country. A completely new route across Lagos, one that bypasses the old bridges entirely. If it works, this could take serious pressure off those 3 bridges. Why Snake Island? Why here? And when I found out how this project gets funded, it actually makes sense. The government isn't paying cash for this tunnel. They are using land, Snake Island, and the land near Badagry. Minister of Works David Umahi explained it. We have land at Snake Island and Badagry. We hope to use this land under PPP to fund the project. The builder constructs the tunnel and road. In return, they get land that becomes valuable once the infrastructure exists. Right now, Snake Island is hard to develop, no access road. But the moment that tunnel opens, guess what? Snake Island becomes the center of a new route. Victoria Island on one side, mainland on the other. The government calls it smart. No debt, no borrowing. The builder takes the risk. If the project fails, the government doesn't lose money. If it succeeds, Lagos gets new infrastructure and the builder profits from the land they help make valuable. Critics have concerns. They say public infrastructure shouldn't create private fortunes. They worry about who benefits and who doesn't. Both sides have a point. But here is what is clear. Once the land becomes the payment, the project has to succeed. The whole deal depends on the tunnel and roads actually getting built. If it works, Lagos gets a new crossing and the builder gets rewarded for the risk. If it stalls, everyone loses. So the next question to ask is, who is actually building this? This is Gil Bashaguri. His company, High-Tech Construction, is reported to have secured the contract for the tunnel and the coastal highway it connects to. When I looked at his track record, I understood why they picked him. Shaguri is a Lebanese-Nigerian billionaire. His family has been building in Nigeria since 1971. Hotels, roads, flour mills, over 50 years in the country. But the project that made him famous is Eco Atlantic City. This entire neighborhood used to be open ocean. The Atlantic was eroding Lagos. Every year, waves swallow more of the Victoria Island. Experts warned the city could lose critical land. Shaguri's company built 8.5-kilometer seawall. They pushed back the ocean. Then they built a city on reclaimed land. And when people say it could not be done, he did it anyway. Today, you can visit Eco Atlantic City. President Tinubu has known Shaguri since at least 2007, when Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. That year, Tinubu's administration granted the Shaguri Group title to 10 million square meters of land on Lagos seashore, the land that became Eco Atlantic City. At the Coastal Highway flag-off in May 2024, Tinubu said, "Together we work to tame the Atlantic. We lost weight, we took insult, but eventually we tamed the Atlantic. We achieve our goals." And Eco Atlantic is proof that Shaguri delivers on big, difficult projects. So, the president argument makes sense. This guy builds things other people say are impossible. He already saved Victoria Island from the ocean. He has decades of experience on Lagos coastline. Why not give him the contract? But here is where it gets complicated. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the 750-kilometer road that the tunnel will connect to, is estimated to cost around $12 billion. It's one of the largest infrastructure projects in Nigerian history, and Hi-Tech got that contract too. No competitive bidding, no other company got a chance to submit a proposal. The president's longtime friends gets one of the biggest infrastructure contracts in the country, and nobody else was allowed to compete. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, in his 2025 book called the project wasteful and corrupt, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar asked why there was no open competition. Transparency International said the contract raises serious concerns about accountability. Minister of Works David Umahi defended the decision. He said Hi-Tech was chosen because no other company has the experience in building on coastline. And here's what I keep coming back to. Both things can be true. Shaguri might genuinely be the most qualified person to build this. His track record suggests he can deliver because Eco Atlantic is real, and the process might still be a problem. Even the best builder should have to compete. Transparency matters, especially on projects this big. A good outcome doesn't excuse a questionable process, but a questionable process doesn't guarantee a bad outcome. The real question is, will the project actually get built? Every mega project faces obstacles. This one has three big ones. The first challenge is timing. Nigerian mega projects have history of delays. The Fourth Mainland Bridge was proposed in 1990s. Still doesn't exist. The Lagos-Badagry Expressway has been under construction for over a decade. This tunnel is supposed to be finished by the end of the decade. That's ambitious. Government change, budgets shift, priorities evolve. The biggest risk isn't failure, it's the project that keeps getting pushed back year after year. The second challenge is engineering. The ground under Lagos Lagoon is soft, there's mud, and a lot of shifting sediments. Tunneling underwater means fighting pressure from every direction. The technology exists. Countries like Japan, Netherlands, and the UK built underwater tunnels successfully, but this will be the first major underwater tunnel road in Africa. It's doable. It's not easy. The third challenge is public trust. For example, to build a coastal highway, a lot of homes and businesses needs to be demolished. Landmark Beach was partly affected and families were displaced. Some residents say the compensation offered wasn't enough. Every infrastructure project requires some disruption, but how the disruption is handled matters. If people feel treated fairly, they support the project. If they feel cheated, they become opponents. This project needs to overcome all three: stay on schedule, solve the engineering challenges, and bring the public along. That's a lot, but it's not impossible. So where does this actually stand? The Coastal Highway is free. As of December 2025, about 47 kilometers of Section 1 are now open to traffic, from Victoria Island to Eleko in Lekki. The government secured $747 million from Deutsche Bank for Section 1, and another $1.1 billion from UAE and African lenders for Section 2. The tunnel is still in planning, surveys are complete, construction could start in 2026. Here is the bigger picture. Ships that used to come to Lagos are increasingly going to Ghana and Togo. Nigeria is losing trade because moving goods is too slow and too hard. If this tunnel and highway work, Lagos becomes more competitive, trade flows faster, the economy grows, millions of people spend less time in traffic and more time with their families. That's worth fighting for. So here's what I'm watching. By mid-2026, tunnel construction should be mobilizing. If it is, the project is on track. By 2027, you should see serious equipment in Lagoon. If you do, this is really happening. 20 million people, 3 bridges, 1 tunnel. If Lagos pulls this off, it proves Nigeria can build world-class infrastructure. If it doesn't, it's another promise that couldn't survive reality. I'll be watching. I will update you as this story develops. What do you think? Can they do it? Tell me in the comments so you don't miss the next update. See you in the next one.